Before they ever get a chance to start, Amy Roloff and Chris Marek of Little People, Big World abandon their business strategy. They reject the concept in light of new knowledge. Chris Marek and Amy Roloff have been trying to buy a new house. They are looking for a larger location. She was accustomed to having a large home on a sizable plot of land. For her, downsizing to a smaller house was a significant adjustment. He's ready for a change and wouldn't mind living in a home with a lot of acreage surrounding it. A large house situated on acres of land is visited by the reality stars of Little People, Big World. But maintaining the property will be expensive. Therefore, they believe that in order to afford it, they would need to generate revenue from the property. It was Chris who came up with the concept of holding weddings. But at this stage of her life, Amy didn't imagine herself launching a wedding company. However, she is allowing her spouse to have lofty dreams. Chris thought the house he and Amy were looking at was nice. He believes that it fulfills a lot of their requirements. However, he clarifies that they would only be able to live there if they could bring in money from the property. The cast member of Little People, Big World, informs his spouse that he went to the county to inquire about the possibility of holding weddings on the land they had a look at. He learns that they would need to establish a cidery or vineyard in order to hold large celebrations. Chris and Amy would thus have a lot of options for what to do with the land if it became a vineyard. But if they can't immediately turn a profit, he believes that it will be a costly property to manage. He isn't giving up on the concept either. Brad, a buddy who also happens to be a vineyard owner, is visited by Chris Marek and Amy Roloff. For their charity event, they are asking for donations. Still, he seizes the chance to discuss his concept for a wedding-related business. When someone wants to build a vineyard on 3 acres of property, the cast member from Little People, Big World, asks Brad what the startup costs would be. It is estimated by his acquaintance that an acre would cost between $15,000 and $20,000. He informs him that the quantity of events they may host is likewise within their control. Only 12 events a year he claims he can accomplish. Chris understands that his wedding company cannot function at that level. Amy informs her spouse that she is relieved he has the solution. They still want to remain in their current residence until they locate the ideal one. On Little People, Big World, Karen Chandler questions Amy Roloff's ability to plan. They are collaborating on a charitable function. But will it turn out well or badly? A charity event is being planned by Amy Roloff and her spouse, Chris Marek. As kids become older, they want to give back more. They so thought it would be a good idea to hold a fundraiser. Matt Roloff, her former spouse, proposed using the land to hold the gathering. He is thus offering whatever assistance that he can, as is Karen Chandler. Amy is asked by Karen what her approximate schedule is on the day of the charity function. The cast member from Little People, Big World, also mentions the arrival time and the refreshments that would be available. But Matt's ex-wife jumps in and promises to take care of everything. Karen believes that her chances of seeing an itinerary from Amy Roloff before to the event are 50-50. But she would probably say no if she had to risk her own money on it. But that's okay with her. That is how things are, she says. But she's an event planner by nature. She is aware that she will need to exert a bit more effort in order to let it go. The Little People, Big World castmate is aware, though, that in the absence of a schedule or other framework for the day's events, she may lose it on the big day. Karen has contributed to many of the farm's planning efforts. For many years, she was even in charge of the pumpkin season. She has so managed activities on the farm before. Amy now desires to be the one in command. It's her and Chris's occasion. That is to say, she wants to have the last say in decisions. She is aware, though, that Matt and Karen will find it difficult to watch from the sidelines. Plans for the fundraiser are moving along nicely, according to Amy Roloff. She is aware, though, that when you organize a major event, anything may happen. She thus thinks that everything may go well or that there might be a lot of bumps on the road. That has the potential to create chaos. It seems like Chris Marek and Amy are dealing with some formidable characters. The Little People, Big World reality star's future is therefore completely unpredictable. When his wife and her ex-husband have to collaborate, he is aware of the challenges. As said, Karen Chandler's primary intention is to assist. Telling her what to do by Amy doesn't bother her. Nobody's toes would be something she would want to avoid. Does she have the ability to remain silent and follow instructions, though, or will she take charge given her experience in event planning? The challenges that Little People Big World actors Tori and Zach Roloff have faced as their family deals with dwarfism have been documented. After Zach had surgery to remove his shunt, Little People Big World's 25th season showed how their life completely changed. Jackson began to realize that he was formed differently from other people, which later caused the two to experience unpleasant sensations. After hearing other children talking about his height, the little boy experienced an emotional moment. Yet his parents gave him encouragement to stand up once more and score a goal. Tori and Zach have been working very hard to prepare their children for the harsh outside world. The couple recently discussed their thoughts about bringing their daughter Lilah for her initial sleep study. Stars of Little People Big World Tori and Zach Roloff have been parenting their 3 children while navigating their dwarfism. People has released a fresh preview for the next episode, which will include Lilah's initial sleep study. The Little People Big World actors Tori and Zach talked about how they had to take their kid to the doctor to make sure she was getting enough sleep. Zach said he would bring Lilah along for the session. "Yes, I'm anxious about it," he continued. "I anticipate a long night ahead. Moreover, I don't think Lilah is doing well." Then the cameras cut to Lilah getting dressed in her jammies and running about with her backup up. Tori told her husband that his little princess was extremely happy and that she appeared to be heading to a spa or something. In a confessional, she later gave an explanation for her daughter's forced participation in the sleep research. According to Tori, a sleep study is advised for those with dwarfism to make sure they are not experiencing sleep obstructions. Furthermore, Zach stated, "I believe it's to ensure her safety during the anesthetic process." He continued by explaining that their airways are not constructed the same as other people's. The Little People Big World celebrity said, "There may be a greater risk of, something going wrong." Lilah was attempting to comprehend from Zach that the doctor was going to place stickers on her face and that she wouldn't be staying another night. Together, Little People Big World actors Zach and Tori Roloff have been parenting the 3 children. Given how quickly their children are growing up, they have been cherishing their childhoods. Nevertheless, it appears that the two are not as fond of Josiah's unique recollections as the other children are. In a recent preview, Tori and Zach were seen adoring their youngest kid on his birthday, according to TLC. But the latter inquired of his spouse whether they could recall Josiah's opening remarks. Regretfully, the couple could not recall their son's opening remarks. Zach questioned how they could recall everything that had happened in the past, including specifics about Jackson, even if it had happened years ago. In the meanwhile, Tori had sympathy for Josiah during a solitary interview.